Monkey Ball was released in Japanese arcades in 2000. It may have faded into internet obscurity if it weren't re-released as Super Monkey Ball and put in as a GameCube launch title. This new version of the game contained a lot of extras, including a new character to play as. Now I know what you're thinking, monkeys and balls? What the hell? Well, in an interview with Nintendo Power, the creator of Super Monkey Ball said that a monkey was the first animal that came to his mind. Oh gee, when I think of an animal rolling around in a ball, what do I think of first? That's right, a turtle. A year after Super Monkey Ball was released on the GameCube, we got Super Monkey Ball 2, and it was good. There are 4 protagonists in Super Monkey Ball 2's story. Ai, who loves bananas, Mimi, who is Ai's girlfriend and wonders if he likes bananas more than her, Baby, who is Ai's and Mimi's son from the future who came back in time in order to help stop Dr. Baboon, and Gongon, who used to be Ai's rival but is now his best friend. That's from the characters' biographies in the instruction booklet, but none of it's actually touched upon in this game. Instead, the game's story goes like this. Dr. Baboon is an evil scientist who, you guessed it, wants to marry Mimi. Instead of being a rational person and asking her on a date, he decides that he's gonna rob Jungle Island of all of its bananas until Mimi agrees to marry him. So then Dr. Baboon takes out a giant vacuum and sucks up all of Jungle Island's Dole brand bananas. Dole, the dawn of the nutrition age. Seriously, I'm not making it up. They really are Dole brand bananas. Anyways, Ai, liking both bananas and Mimi, gets really angry and decides to try and stop him. The other 3 come along for the ride. With some unexplained magical power, Ai and his friends put themselves into balls and chase after Dr. Baboon. Yackety Sax could easily be played to the chase scenes that follow. Overall, the story is a mess. First of all, they never said that going through the mazes would do anything except get the bananas back, but they would do that by chasing Dr. Baboon, wouldn't they? There are a few things here and there that don't make any sense, like Ai tickling Dr. Baboon through his ball. And for being an evil scientist, Dr. Baboon is kind of a loser. Ai and his group are on his tail the entire time. Yes, this game doesn't really need a story, but it's as if the developers couldn't decide whether to have a very elaborate one or none at all, and by trying to do both, they winded up pulling off neither. In the main game, you use the control stick to move your monkey and the A button to change the map's field of view. The party games have their own controls, but to explain them all would take a lot of time. Don't worry, there's in-game explanations. In the main game, you have to roll your monkey to the goal. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Yep, pretty easy. Nah, not really. Prepare for some broken controllers. In the main game, there are Story Mode, Challenge Mode, and Practice Mode. Story Mode has unlimited lives and cutscenes, whereas Challenge Mode allows up to 4 players and allows you to play as monkeys other than Ai. In Practice Mode, you're given an infinite amount of lives and the ability to play as any monkey you want. You can also choose any level you've already unlocked. Playing Story Mode and Challenge Mode by yourself, however, unlock play points, which you can use to help buy multiplayer options. You can use these play points to unlock the bottom 6 party games, but for now, we'll just talk about the top 6. First off is Monkey Race. It's a lot like the main game on a circuit, a lot faster, and with a lot of items. With such high speeds, the game can get really chaotic. In Monkey Fight, you win by collecting points by knocking opponents off the stage, or in Survival Mode, you win by being the last monkey left standing. In Monkey Target, you roll down a ramp, launch into the air, and then press the A button to fly. And then you try to land on pads. Here, I failed. I'm gonna be honest, billiards isn't that great. It pretty much takes out all the fun of the real-life version of the game. Instead of actually aiming and thinking a lot, you just line up, wait until it gets to the maximum amount of power, and then shoot. Bowling and golf also follow this philosophy. Trust me, billiards, golf, and bowling aren't worth your time. Now, the real fun is the multiplayer. If you want to have real fun with this game, you have to invite some friends over and throw a party. I did. We loved the hell out of it. Trust me, there aren't many things quite as fun as playing with balls while your friends are watching. And all the while, they're egging you on and waiting for the moment you fall. This game's graphics have aged well since its release in 2002. The character designs are solid, and the backgrounds seem to come to life. It's actually kind of a shame because you're going to be spending so much time concentrating on your monkey that you won't be able to take in all the vivid details. If only that event in the cutscene after you beat World 7 never happened. Yeah, sorry for the nightmares. Another problem with the graphics is that if you go through the menus too quickly, the character selection screen will look like this. Kinda weird, huh? The music in Super Monkey Ball 2 is truly spectacular, not just because they're great on their own, but because the developers put the music in their places perfectly. From the serene sounds of the sea to the techno tunes of the space colony, every placing is a stroke of genius. Now, with the exceptions of Yackety Sax and the Oh Yeah music, all of the music found within the boundaries of this review is from Super Monkey Ball 2. Tell me, while you were listening to my voice, what did you think of the background music? And even though the music that they play when you're running out of time puts you under stress and makes you screw up on tight places, you've got to admit that they did a really good job at doing that. However, as great as the music is, you probably wouldn't remember that it's from Super Monkey Ball 2 unless you've played the game a few times. During the gameplay, the voice acting is really great. Even though the announcer will say the same things over and over again, he rarely gets annoyed. The people that voice the monkeys also did a really good job, and there's no way to say this without sounding creepy, but my favorite sound clips are when they're falling off the stage. And then there are the story cutscenes, where the characters speak gibberish. The absolute worst is Dr. Badboon. Just listen to this. Hey, you don't think...
I guess you need a lesson in manners. You foolish monkeys. Didn't you see my sign?
Okay, I can't believe it's been almost 10 years since this game came out, and I just figured that out. This game never ceases to amaze me. However, the gibberish is still annoying to listen to. All of the other sound effects, like when you make a selection, are fine, but the voice acting is a mixed bag. When I first played Story Mode, it took me roughly 9 hours to beat it. Today, I find this game very fun to speedrun, and can almost beat Story Mode in under an hour. And don't forget about Challenge Mode in the party games and how much time you'll be spending with friends on them. It's been almost a decade since this game first came out, and I still find it fun to play every once in a while. If there's one problem with the game's length, it's that they didn't put enough original levels in Challenge Mode. The following levels can be beaten just by holding up on the control stick. Simple, conveyors, hoppers, even though it can only be done on Challenge Mode, gravity slider, triangle holes, and this one's pretty cool, so and finally, quick turn. I suppose air hockey can count too, but you have to slow down after a little bit. Also, while on Arthropod, don't move until there are about 44 seconds left on the clock. At the beginning of the stage, the goal ring is pretty much inaccessible. Finally, don't pay attention to the stage's tilting when you're moving the monkey. You'll just give yourself a headache. Super Monkey Ball 2 is a very well-made game, and I find it difficult to not recommend it to everybody. It's such a shame that Amusement Vision, the company that developed Super Monkey Ball 2, is no longer around. If you don't have a GameCube or a Wii, you can get Super Monkey Ball Deluxe for the Xbox or PlayStation 2, which has all of the levels from the first Super Monkey Ball and most of the levels from this one. It also comes with all of the party games from both Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, and has 46 exclusive levels to boot.